I can proudly say that I'm blessed for the family and teammates that I came into the league with. My grandfather is a former NFL player, played way back in Super Bowl I and Super Bowl IV, and I still have him, so I have him to lean on to kind of navigate me through this life. And then outside of him, I have my wife, my kids. I still have one of my grandmothers. I had both of them. She recently just passed. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to feel things. And I know a lot as people see us on TV, you just see our helmet, so you can't really see emotions. So from person outside looking in, that person doesn't feel pain. That person doesn't feel joy unless it's after a win. But at the same time, we're people. And we need to talk to people, and we need people to lean on. And, you know, I try to be that backbone for my family, like, all the time, especially since I got into the league. But the biggest part for me in my journey was when I needed a break, my family was right there to catch me. And that helps a lot. And then having 4 kids, it's kind of like, I have my son, he's my oldest, and I have 3 girls behind him. So I'm dragging him along, snatching him off the game. Like, last night, me and him took the trash out together, and he just couldn't figure out why. And then this morning on the way to school, he really said, he's like, I like the small moments we spend together. And that meant the most to me because, yeah, that's what I was trying to do, and I didn't want you to know that's what I was trying to do, so I'm going to just, I'm going to tuck these tears back in, but, I'm proud of you, man. But my family and, like, the NFL, to be honest, yes, we sometimes hate each other during games, but these are all my brothers here. We all sweat the same way, bleed the same way, put our pants on the same way. And so I've never met Alec, never in my life. But because I've seen the work he's done and I've heard the stories, being with some of your former teammates, I feel like I've known him my entire life and I can come talk to him about anything. Darren is the same thing with you. Mark is the same thing with you. I just met Carl the same way. We was just sitting up here talking before this started. So, it's a family thing, and that's kind of what we all got to get back to. And we can't be afraid to go outside. We can't be afraid to be with our family, be with our friends. Can't be ashamed of what we're going through, because I tell my wife this all the time. It's like, you think you're having a bad day, Google worst day of your life and read some of those stories. And I guarantee you will feel so much better, because it can be that much worse. It gets worse. And that's kind of just got to get back to everybody being personable and just having that support system of family and friends. To help break the stigma is, like I said when you first asked me, is just be more personable. Not be afraid, not be ashamed to ask for help, not to just talk to people. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My great-grandmother is from Palmetto, Louisiana. And Palmetto is about the size of the stage. We have one stop sign. It's one gas station that has the car wash, so everybody's at the car wash. And it's to the point to where that town is so small to where we can all hop in the car right now and ride down, and everyone will wave from their porch as if you're family. And like the sense of family, I've had that since a very young age. Like, I've always had cousins who were never my cousins. And to this day, I'm 34 years old, and I call this 40-year-old man my cousin. And it's like half of them, I don't even know their name. It's just cousins. Yeah, it's my Uncle Warren, and that's my cousin, and that's my cousin. And the kids is like, well, who's that? That's your cousin. I don't know. But we just got to get back to that and just break the stigma. As he said, it's like being a man isn't the tough guy, chest out, head up, I'm going to attack this head on. It's when you have a problem, when you have something going on and you can't do it yourself, you have to ask for help. And that's the biggest thing, is a lot of us have to move our pride and our ego aside. And I blame TV, I blame the phone, I blame all of that. Because once you can step back and remove all the pride, the ego, the masculinity and all that, you can kind of see the world different, and you can be more understanding. I've been with my wife since 2008, and I would say right when I found out I had cancer in 2018 is around the time it clicked for me, to where it was, all right, I can talk, You just got to kind of just being back to being open, being a person. And that doesn't make you less of a man. It doesn't make you a boy or a child or anything like that. Is being a man is really being able to set your feelings, your pride, your ego aside and be just a good person. Be yourself. And what helps is you got to find people who understand you. And that takes time, that does take work, but that also takes conversation. I'm sure we all have had teammates. I know I can take the conversation this far with this person. I could take it even further with this person. And with this person, it's a high and a bye. And that's just how it is. It's not trying to be mean, and I'm not trying to get you away from anything. It's just, that's what it is. I want to be myself, and I don't want to be somebody else just so we can hang out. And that's you're shorting yourself. You're shorting the other person, but you're shorting yourself mainly. I tell my son all the time is, everybody starts at a line, and everybody gets a string of rope. And let's imagine there's a cliff right there. If the person wants to come into your line, they have to cross that line. And when they cross that line, they fall off that cliff. Now, how far they fall depends on them, because the climb up the rope is a lot easier than the climb down when you're hanging off a cliff. I don't know if any people go rock climbing, but hang off a cliff on a rope and see how hard that is just to hang there. So you gotta watch who you with, watch who you with, watch what you say, and just be respectful when you say stuff. You can have the meanest thing to say and say it in the nicest way, and it makes a big difference. Like, you smell somebody walking by one day, you don't want to just like, damn, did you shower? No. Hey man, everything all right? Just, yeah, you good? I'm just checking in, just want to make sure, I don't want to say you water off at home and you don't have no soap. I'm not saying that. I just want to know, how are you? You all right? And that's what it takes. And then, and I have 3 friends from high school. I talk to one, every 2 days. And we were talking about this like 2 weeks ago. I had a running back coach, and we all hung out, and he always would say, it's like, Brandon, it would never be, it was that group of guys over there. It would always be, it was Brandon and his friends. No matter if we were doing good, if we were doing bad. Back in high school, most of the time we were doing bad, but it was always me and my friends. And I took that as a responsibility of I have to control who I hang with, because who I hang with is a reflection of me. And me and my wife had the same conversation, and it goes all the way down the line. Everybody attached to you is a reflection of you. And so if you have those pure people, those clean people, that is just even better. Everybody can see you that much more. And because like a lot of my teammates, Marcus even, if you see who I hang with, you get to talk to him, oh, yeah, B. And yeah, everybody does that, because everybody calls me B. Nobody calls me Brandon. Nobody calls me Bolden. Nobody calls me my jersey number. I've been B since I came out the womb, because it's 3 of us. It's Brandon, Brian, and Braylon. And then my son is Bryson. So, everybody's kind of just, it's just B's everywhere. But you just take care of the people who take care of you, and life is so much easier, and you can be able to get that stress off. You can be able to be a better person and listen to everybody else's stresses and not let their stress compromise you, because that person is telling you this because they have the courage to trust you, and you can trust them because they have that trust in you. So it's just, you don't have to have this huge-ass circle. You don't have to have this crazy amount of friends. You only need 1-2 solid friends. That's it. And those are people who will walk you to the end of time, because they're there because they have your best interest in mind and you have theirs. So just, be a good person. Find you a family outside of your own personal family, and just be friendly. Think before you speak, and be respectful when you do.